If you are so-called African American, your ancestors were once called Negroes. When you look at the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, the word Negro was always built into your description. Why did they call you Negro? Where does that word come from? As you're looking at this map, you're going to see Kingdom of Judah as well as Negro Land, which is a old slave map. When the slavers came to Africa, they were not just rounding up any random African and making them slaves. They were seeking out the Judites, the Negroes, the tribe of Judah, which is why a lot of times you will hear some of the African Americans today call themselves the Black Hebrew Israelites or the Hebrews because they have the knowledge and found out and did the research and know without a doubt that we are the true descendants of the tribe of Judah. It's undeniable, and I'm here to tell you and give you the breakdown on why Judah, the Negroes, ended up in Africa in the first place. And it's going to be short and sweet. Now, if you want to go back into history, let's go back to 70 AD when Rome came and sacked Israel. There were people from the tribe of Judah had an ally in El Dorado, Spain, to be exact. El Dorado, Spain. Remember that and do your own research. Our ancestors were able to catch a boat ride to El Dorado, Spain in the exile of having to leave Israel. We were sacked and we went into El Dorado, Spain. And what you have to remember, Judah are the descendants of King David. King David had a son named Yahya. And through those loins, hence the tribe of Judah is the loins that we flow through, the house of David. Okay. Now, when you're dealing with El Dorado, Spain, we were in El Dorado, Spain for a long period of time. And we got the nickname, if you will notice, why is Negro, black people, why are they called a Spanish name? Negro, which just means black or dark-skinned people. When we were in El Dorado, Spain, the Spaniards gave us that nickname, the Negroes, the dark people. It just means black. But why would you never think to say, why did they call us Negro, which is a Spanish word? When we came here to America, these were Caucasians. Why were these Caucasians calling us Negro? Well, now you have it. Everything that I'm saying right now can be looked up in Spain, in El Dorado, in their court records. It's even in their records today. So you can do your own research. But I just want to give you the knowledge and the breakdown of how this happened, So let's deal with El Dorado, Spain. So we was in El Dorado, Spain for a long period of time. Now, being at Judah, the Most High said Judah, which is the head tribe, is the salt of the earth. What does that mean? What is salt? Salt is flavor, right? Look at Judah today here in America. Every country, every continent on the earth is influenced by Judah. Listen at Judah's music. Look at the athletes. Look at everything that Judah does. Look at the culture. Everybody mimics Judah. The clothes that Judah wear, the raps, the rhymes, the culture. Look at rap music right now. Rap music rules the world. Who invented rap music? Judah. The clothes. You can go to China right now. You can go to Japan right now. And there's somebody breakdancing. There's somebody talking in slang. Judah is truly the salt of the earth. Okay? And now let's go back in time. After the time of Moses spreading the Red Sea and the children of Israel finally getting free, the Most High made a covenant with the 12 tribes. And he said, if you hearken unto my laws, statutes, and commandments, I will be there with you. And made a covenant. Our ancestors made a covenant with the Most High. But he said, and this is in Deuteronomy 28:68, if you do not hearken unto my laws, statutes, and commandments, all of these curses shall come upon you. What was one of those curses? Deuteronomy 28:68 is talking to the tribe of Judah. And I will send you into a land on ships. He said, I will send you into Egypt again. Anytime the Most High is using Egypt and synonymously with the Israelites, that simply just means bondage. He said, I'm going to send you back into slavery again, but it says this time it's going to be on ships. Now we know who went to slavery on ships, y'all. And see, he said, and there you'll be sold unto your enemies for slave men and slave women. In the King James, you will see the words bondmen and bondwomen, meaning slavery. What people went into slavery on ships? This was during the time after we left Spain, El Dorado. And then, just like I said, I have to go back. I keep going back and forth just to show you that it was a prophecy that we would go through what we went through. So here we are going back to El Dorado. Being that we were there, I mean, you got to think about it. People love our music, our vernacular, our style, but we are well hated. Why are you hated so much? It goes back to those curses. So we're in El Dorado, Spain. We're making a big influence. If you look at America right now, they try to keep you down, but you're influencing the whole world. Same thing happened in El Dorado, Spain. So they got rid of us in El Dorado, Spain, and shipped us to Africa. So now we are in Africa, and we're still carrying the name Negroes. That's our nickname, the Negroes. If you look on the map, it shows you Negro land, and it shows you the kingdom of Judah. When were the so-called Jewish man right today can say he was in Africa? And then in Deuteronomy 28:68 says they would be sold as slaves. When did it happen to the man that called himself the Jewish man and the people that's over there in Israel right now today? That is utterly impossible. They know themselves that they are not Hebrew Israelites. We're talking about Khazarians. You're talking about people from Europe. It's impossible for them to even be from that landmass of Africa. Israel is a part of Africa. The Middle East. There is no such thing as the Middle East. It's just another part of Africa. It's connected to those tectonic plates over there, Africa, okay? That's why when you see people like Malcolm X and these other people saying, no, there were no Caucasians there. That's why we know Christ could not have been a pale face. That's impossible. So they say, well, he looked Middle Eastern. He wasn't black. We'll go with that. We know he wasn't white, but he looked Middle Eastern. There's no such thing as a Middle Eastern man. Then they will say he was olive skin. Listen, people, there are only two types of olives. What color are they? I'm going to give you a second to think about that. The Bible speaks about olive skin, about the Hebrews being of olive skin. They took that word and mislead us by saying that these Arab-looking people of modern day times, that the ones that dwell in that land now, they're not the true descendants of that landmass. So they say they were olive skinned like these people over there now. Like the Egyptians over there now. We know the Egyptians were black people or dark-skinned people. Look at the hieroglyphs, and you see the truth from that. Olives are green and jet black. So we know Christ wasn't green. So what color did he have to be the color of an olive? An olive is as black as you can get, very dark. Now you get it? You see the way they manipulate words and turn things around. Because it would be a part of those curses to say that we would forget who we were as a people. Can you imagine knowing who you are in one generation and the next generation, the kids get split from the parents and then you have to learn a whole nother language. You lose your identity in 2 generations. The first generation knew who they were. Second generation come along. Now we're lost. We don't know who we are. And we are still lost today. And for those of you right now that are listening, if you are African American, you are from the tribe of Judah. If your parents were ex-slaves. And a lot of us are from the tribe of Gad, which were already here in America. That's another story that we're going to be talking about later. You see, one of the lost tribes was already here. The tribe of Gad was already here in America. We know that from facts too. Look that up. Look up Native Americans and just put the real Hebrew Israelites behind that. And you will see when they came here. It's even in some books that they were speaking Hebrew. Okay? And now let's get back to the subject. Now here we are in Negro land. And you have the people that call themselves Jewish, were the ones that put up the money to endorse slavery and send us to America. The ones that call themselves Jewish, the Khazarians, the Khazars, because they wanted Israel. So they had to put the true Israelites into slavery to fulfill the prophecy that the Most High made in Deuteronomy 28. Wasn't their fault. It was our ancestors. The sins of our ancestors put us into slavery. So we can't blame nobody but our ancestors for that. Okay? Now, I'm going to leave this to be the first segment of learning who you are. Learning what the real term Negro means is very important for us to understand who we are as a people. We must know that. We must start from the word Negro. Once we learn where that word Negro comes from, it automatically tells you who you are. And when you see those slave maps and see the proof that the people that was put into slavery and brought to America were the tribe of Judah, the Negroes. And when we came here to America, they still called us Negroes and nigger. If you look at that map, you will see that nigger river that went through Negro land. Some pronounce it Niger, nigger. That's where that word nigger comes from, because that river that flowed through was the Nigger River, another nickname that was added to our people. And they called you niggers, the niggers, from the Niger River. Then the word became derogatory. And all we knew was they just calling us niggers. Nigger this and nigger that. That means you just a nigger. But that word actually came from the river Niger, nigger. Pronounce it how you want. So I hope you got something from this. And like I said, the next topic we're gonna get a little deeper in the next segment of our history. And this is just not our history. I want Caucasians to see this. I want Jewish people, the people that think they are Jews and are not. It's not your fault either. Your ancestors told you you are descendants of the real Israelites, but I'm sorry, you are not. There's no way that you can be Jewish. Jewish is not a real word. Everybody cannot be from the tribe of Judah. In order for you to be Jewish, Jewish only means something like. Am I right? If something is bluish, it's not blue, but it's something like blue, bluish, reddish, that's not a word. Either, how can everybody be a Jew? Judah is here in America and spread all abroad. England, spread it across the four corners of the earth. Judah was spread, but the majority of us came here to America. There's a tribe called Issachar. How can everybody, that means you're an Issacharian, right? We are Judites, not Jewish. You're a Judite. And remember, this is only for the people. I'm speaking in layman's terms, even when I say Judah, because there is no letter J or equivalent sound of J, a letter J, not even a sound in the Hebrew. So it's impossible for there to have been a tribe called Judah, but we say Judah because that letter J was implemented in the English language, right? So when things were transliterated and you're dealing with the Greek, they took out the Y and put in the J. So what would the proper term be? Yehuda or Judah? However you want to say it, but it wouldn't be even Judah. But we're just using that term for people to understand. The same as Jesus, the letter J. It's impossible for his name to have been Jesus, but that's getting a little ahead of everything, because I don't want to scare you. Of course, I believe in Christ. Christ is the Messiah, but I'm just talking about the name. They took his name away just like they took us away. That name, the name that the angel came and gave Mary, is the most powerful name in the universe under the Most High's name that was also taken out. So Satan really did a good job. He is truly the God of this earth, okay? He has manipulated everything. The lie has become the truth, and the truth has become the lie. So even when you hear this, there are going to be people saying that is the most absurd thing I have ever heard in my life. And I don't blame you. Everything has been manipulated and whitewashed. On another episode that we're going to be talking about, I'm going to be showing you the oldest depiction of Christ that has ever been found, the oldest Bible, which is intact with actual images of Christ. And you are going to be surprised of these images. If you go to the Vatican, you will see the Pope and a lot of images bowing down to these images that we're going to discuss at a later time. And Christ was definitely not the depiction that you see today with the light skin and the straight hair and the blue eyes. It's truly an abomination what Satan has done and manipulated and allowed man to manipulate the truth. We are a lost people. But I'm telling you here today and right now, it is time to wake up and it's time to open your eyes. If he that have an ear, let him hear. If he that have eyes, please see the truth. And with that, I want to say, Shalom, peace out. And always remember to keep it deep.